So, lads, this is not an ideal situation. It is not an ideal situation at all for the Indiana Fever. There are some positives, there are some negatives. However, Stephanie White, as of right now, is currently looking like she may not be there tomorrow in Chicago for the game. The only positive is that Chicago and Indiana are close to each other, so it is a possibility. And look, regardless of what you think about Stephanie White, I think everyone would agree it is better that Stephanie White is there than not there. It is better that Stephanie White is there than not there. Because look, whether you agree or not with her, like the way that she wants to run the team, it's fine. You can agree, you can disagree with that. However, one thing you can't question is it's better to have a coach than not have a coach. And also, just on a personal level, I don't think Stephanie White, there's anything there's not anything personal that anyone should have against Stephanie White. She seems like a good person. The players respect her. They respect her a hell of a lot more than the last coach at the Indiana Fever had. However, it says here from Chloe Peterson, head coach Stephanie White was not with the team today because of personal reasons. She will not travel to team with Chicago. Her status for tomorrow's game is to be decided. And her status being to be decided, do you mean that she won't travel with the team, or there's still a chance she'll make it on her own Chicago if everything's okay, of course? Yes, she can make it on her own Chicago if she's able to be there tomorrow. The drive from Indianapolis to Chicago is about 3 hours. Like, that's the thing. Realistically, she's if she needs to, she can make it. But if not, look, there are more important things than ball. There are way more important things than ball. Like, doesn't sound good. Hope everything's okay. Coach Clark has to step up. Like, it's going to be interesting to see what ends up happening without her. Like, it's going to be interesting to see how the team plays, how the team runs. I think sometimes when you don't have a coach, if things roll, like, as somebody who has played, we're talking about this purely from a perspective of how the game could go. Because if we're being honest, if we're being completely honest, it's the most important thing is she's okay. But we have to look at this from basketball as well. And look, we got to talk about the game. The game's the game. Obviously, look, there's more important things than ball. But the game is the game. But yeah, it's when you're rolling, the Pacers sacrifice head coach looks like Coach Caitlin stepping in. I don't think it will be Coach Caitlin. I think if any of the players are going to coach, it'll probably be DeWanna Bonner. It'll probably be DeWanna Bonner almost trying to lead the team. And it's going to be an interesting one. Obviously, Coach Sophie Cunningham was able to get in some limited reps trying to get her way back. So Sophie Cunningham probably has about another week. She probably has about another week, 2 weeks off. She's practiced, whereas Caitlin Clark hasn't. So she might be further along than Caitlin Clark. But again, it seemed like a kind of minor roll to the ankle. But what my prediction would be that Sophie Cunningham might be a bit prone to ankle injuries. And if she is prone to her ankle injury, it means that, like, if you've ever had multiple injuries, if you're prone to ankle injuries, a minor one, you will still feel the pain. Your body will go into shock and you'll react like that. As somebody who snapped their Achilles, if someone kicks me in the Achilles, it's nothing. It's nothing, but my body goes into shock. My body goes into shock. I need to step aside for 5 minutes, even though it's nothing. Just because my body just shuts down when someone hits me in the Achilles. And I know people that have, like, big ankle injuries. Like, I've coached guys that have had ankle issues. I've coached guys that have had ankle injuries. And then the second they go and roll it, doesn't matter how bad or nothing it is, they immediately react like they've just broken their ankle. So that's one thing with Sophie Cunningham. So I don't think it's too bad an injury. However, again, the most important thing is their coach. It is their coach. Like, believe in Caitlin Clark, she's going to be the best coach. I don't think that's something that's particularly smart. But I think without without your head coach, it really comes down to the assistant coach. And the problem is with these assistant coaches is they might, well, what could be a problem is they're development coaches. They're development coaches. And it's a weird one if you've ever been on teams, apologies about the black screen here for a second. If you've ever been on certain teams, there are situations where a lot of assistant coaches, and this is like assistant coaches have different relationships with different players. Assistant coaches, their job is to help the head coaches make those decisions, which is the reason why I think a lot of really good assistant coaches sometimes don't end up being good head coaches, because they're good at very specific parts of basketball. And this is where we'll see how good these assistant coaches are at being head coaches. I have no question, I have no doubt in these assistant coaches being good at their jobs, but it's a big step up between being an assistant and being a head coach, as seen in a Christy Sides. I still think Christy Sides could be a great assistant coach. I think Chris Coughlin is a great assistant coach, but like Chris Coughlin is it legitimately seems like he believes Vibes are going to go and win a WNBA championship, and they're 1-7. They're 1-7, and it just seems like Vibes is all that he's focusing on. But yeah, it's going to be a real interesting one, and who knows? This could be a team. When it comes to the Indiana Fever, they're a team that are at their best when they thrive in chaos. They are at their best when they're in chaos. They thrive in chaos. You've got Lexi Hull, who thrives making reads in chaos. You've got Kelsey Mitchell, who thrives in chaos. You've got obviously Caitlin Clark thrives in chaos, but like she's not playing. Ari McDonald is somebody who can possibly almost control the chaos. Like I think Ari McDonald could do a really good job when it comes to this team, but like running this team. But at the end of the day, look, it is like it's basketball, and you're not, as a team, you're not going to have everything be perfect. And like, unfortunately, it seems like it's a damn gauntlet. They've gone through the gauntlet of problems. They've gone through injuries. They've gone through bad signings. They've gone through things not working out. They've gone through a coach kind of almost overcoaching the team. Well, not almost, fully overcoaching the team. You've got a fantastic hardship player who's going to be gone very soon. And now, obviously, look, 100, like much more important than anything is a Stephanie White's okay. There's much bigger things than basketball. And regardless of my opinions on Stephanie White as a coach, there's a big difference between criticizing her as a coach and like talking about like Stephanie White as a person. Like you never ever want to see a player like, or not player, or person have to go through anything bad realistically. And hopefully it's nothing major, and hopefully she's okay. Hopefully she's there tomorrow, and if she's not, just do whatever's best for her. I'm working on the assumption that she's not going to be there tomorrow. And if that's the case, look, sometimes teams, when they don't have the coach, just play free. I still think long term, we won't see a team losing their coach and like really thriving outside of maybe the Warriors when Steve Kerr was gone and Luke Walton led them to like a 28-0 start to the year, which is mad to think about. Which, like, obviously, looking back on it, is absolutely crazy that happened. But yeah, we can see what these players are made of. We can see if these players are resilient without a coach. Seeing what they can do. And look, it's only one game. It's only one game, albeit it's a Chicago Sky game. But at the end of the day, it's one game is one game. But anyway, yeah, that is the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Apologies for the black screen. It will stop in a few days when I buy a new computer, but it is the only way I figured out to stop my computer from freezing. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.